So, I went out with a girl recently and she turned out to be really, really woke. Of course, I had no idea beforehand, but you live, you learn. Now, this girl was portraying herself like an intellectual individual, saying things like, instead of going to a bar or a club, I'd rather stay in and talk about a book that I've been reading. I said, oh, okay, that's fine. Hey, check this out. I've been reading this book, Empire of the Summer Moon. It's amazing. It's mind blowing. It's about Native American tribes, mostly the Comanches, fighting with the Spanish, the Mexicans, the Texans, and eventually the American frontiersmen. It's brutal, and I highly recommend it to everyone. So I handed it over to her, and she lifted over it, and she said, "Wait a second, the author is white. A white person can't write about Native Americans." And that's when I knew I'd be wasting my time that night. And that's when I also knew she was an unintentional racist. This happens a lot with woke individuals. They don't know that they are being, in fact, racist. But judging a person and a whole book based on the color of the skin of the author, is that not racist? Even worse. That's intellectual segregation. Only whites can write about whites, only Native Americans can write about Native Americans, and only blacks can write about blacks. That's ridiculous. It's preposterous, it's silly, and it's racist. And it's intellectual segregation. But why am I bringing this up? Hassan Piker, a socialist political commentator on Twitch who makes millions, socialist, he has been banned for calling white people crackers. And this brought up a whole controversy which we are going to discuss in this video. Number one, can a person of color really be racist against a white person? And number two, what's the real issue in our country? Is it race or is it class? And finally, we're going to end the video with a wonderful example of the woke eating the woke. Truly, one of my favorite things to watch. You guys ready to see a socialist millionaire? This is Patrice Couleur, one of the founding members of Black Lives Matter, and a millionaire. Nobody really knows how. She's been spending millions in real estate in the past year, but this video isn't about her. This is about Hassan Piker, this guy. This guy is the socialist political commentator of Twitch who, according to a leak, has made since 2019 $2.8 million just talking nonsense on Twitch to his millions and millions of followers. Now, Hassan Piker has been banned off Twitch for calling white people crackers. And he also has a podcast with Ethan Klein of H3H3. I must say, the name, Leftovers, it's a pretty good name if you're, a political podcast of leftist fools who spit out nonsense all day. But I appreciate the name. It's creative and it's very good. Better than anything I could probably come up with. Now, the reason why I am bringing up Leftovers is because Ethan Klein came to the defense of his friend Hassan Piker. And he tweeted this. Nobody was offended when I did whiteface because it's a stupid joke with no real consequences and no history of oppression. Twitch banning cracker is giving oxygen to white identity politics and putting white grievances on equal footing with actual oppressed people. So let's break this down. Let's read it again and break it down. Nobody was offended when I did whiteface because it's a stupid joke with no real consequences. Wrong. Nobody was offended when you did whiteface because you, my friend, are white. And no history of oppression. Wrong. I've said this so many times on my videos. The word slave comes from white people being slaves in Eastern Europe, what the Greek people called the Slavs. They were over slaves to the Muslim people. So the Greek people gave that name to slavery. It's very simple. White people have been oppressed, just not here in America, but it has happened worldwide. World history. Every peoples has been oppressed at one point. And he should know that. Twitch banning cracker is giving oxygen to white identity politics. Is it really whiteness that's out there perpetuating the identity politics? Or is it POC, LGBTQI+? I am he, they, I identify as this and that. I am a black, white socialist. It's like nobody cares what you are or what you identify as. What do you think? What can you do? That's all we care about. And putting white grievances on equal footing with actual oppressed people. Again, white people, black people, brown people, Asian people, every people is oppressed. And you know by whom? The government boot. Now I want to take a look at some comments here. He goes, here's Ethan Klein replying to his own Twitch, to his own tweet. We have received a complaint regarding your content. The crackers are angry. Now again, we can't get mad at him for saying that because that's like a black person, the N-words. And society says we can't get mad at that. And that's fine. But here's this. Is this you, by the way? And the tweet is, when she says she only dates black guys. Now, I could make fun of him for this and call him a hypocrite. However, I believe this is a picture of him at the Red Sea. It is a common thing for people to get mud from the Red Sea and put it all over their faces, like so. So that's not blackface itself. However, once he added the text, when she says she only dates black guys, one could assume, and maybe correctly so, that he was making blackface. Now, what do you guys think? Comment down below. I think, as I just explained, it began as simply putting mud in your face, and it ended with a black-faced racist joke. Now, I think racist jokes are fine. I'm good with all type of jokes. Rape jokes, abortion jokes, Holocaust jokes. If the joke is good, the joke is good. Simple as that. And now it's time. It was a quick video. So now let's finish with this. The woke eating the woke. Sarah Silverman criticized Joy Reid for not following facts, something she should do as a news person. In return, the woke left, Joy, came back at her for criticizing a black woman. Because, merit has nothing to do with anything. It's always about race with these people. And that's critical race theory. Seeing everything through the prism of race. Nobody criticized your race, Joy. We criticize your brain because it doesn't work. Let's check this out.
Side. We can't even critique anyone in your own party without punishment. One of the hosts of The View.
That's correct. The Democrats don't allow you to speak. They censor you and they punish you because they're authoritarian.
It was like, what hubris for Sarah Silverman to accuse a black woman of not reading. Oi, Jesus H, what the... I surrender. Good grief. I don't want any trouble. I cannot believe I need to say this, but I did not criticize Joy Ann because she's black.
Well, you didn't tell me. It's obvious to me because I'm on critical race theories. But by the way, this woman is really woke. I just did a video on her show with Seth Rogen, Santa Inc. She's part of that. She's one of the main parts of that. She's woke as shit. And even she's like, oh my God, these people are like, oh, I'm not criticizing your race. Yeah, I know.
But because she's a Harvard-educated journalist with the responsibility, ideally, of showing the whole picture and not just a piece of a picture.
Which brings me to my last point. Joy, yeah, she's black. Who cares? What's important here is that she's a Harvard-educated journalist. Educated journalist. She's elitist. She's elite. Class. It's all about class. These people are so powerful and they'll use anything they can to keep the masses down. The elite are getting more powerful and you and me are being oppressed by the boot. They are using critical theory, be it critical race theory, critical gender theory, any critical theory you can think of to divide the people. And it's fucking working. Eating it up. Eating it up. Hopefully, Sarah will wake up and denounce all her woke shit and say, hey, I'm not going to be part of Santa Inc. Oh, wait, I think it got canceled because it got such bad reviews. Ay. These crackers. Anyway, if you want to see some real racism, again, I highly recommend this book, Empire of the Summer Moon, by the white author S.C. Gwynne. I don't know how to pronounce it. He's been on Joe Rogan. It's quite an episode. This book will teach you about real racism. People skinning each other alive merely because they were different races. I'm talking about knives going into ears and cutting all around. Disturbing stuff. Brutal, but yet again, fascinating. I love that stuff. Now, I've said so many no words in this video that who knows the destiny of this video. Will get banned, will it ban me, will it do well? Who knows? Only the Lord does, I suppose. So thank you for watching. Comment your opinions down below. Follow me on Twitter. That's the most important thing. Follow me on Twitter because that's where you get me every day. The videos, I'm very busy with real life, so maybe once, twice, if you're lucky, 3 times a week. Twitter, it's every day. Follow me there, Gaston the Ginger, BitChute, Odyssey, YouTube. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your time, the most valuable resource we all have. And I'll see you next time.